Have you ever wondered how the greatest leader in human history was prepared for his extraordinary mission long before the first revelation descended from the heavens? Islamic history from 1,400 years ago says that the childhood of Prophet Muhammad, PBUH, was not an ordinary chapter of history, but the beginning of a remarkable journey that would forever change the destiny of humanity. Every event that surrounded his early years carried lessons of patience, mercy, trust in Allah, and unwavering character. Long before he was chosen as the final messenger, Allah had already placed him upon a path that would shape him into the perfect example for mankind. The society into which he was born was filled with tribal rivalries, social injustice, and widespread ignorance. Yet from the very beginning, the young Muhammad remained untouched by the corrupt practices that surrounded him. He was born in the blessed city of Makkah into the respected tribe of Quraysh, descending from the
Look at
noble
them, so
lineage
healthy
of
and
Prophet
strong. They
Ibrahim
give us such
through his son
abundant milk.
Ismail,
Yes, a true blessing
heritage
for our
honored
family.
throughout Arabia.
The baby
Even
is
before
sleeping
his
so
birth,
peacefully.
destiny unfolded with profound meaning. For his father, Abdullah, passed away while his mother, Amina, was expecting him, leaving the child to enter the world without the protection of a
Fine
father.
silks from the east,
What appeared
best
to many
prices.
as a hardship
Pure
was,
frankincense, straight
in
from
reality,
Yemen.
part of Allah's perfect wisdom.
A fair measure.
Islamic history
Weighed
teaches
with
that
honor.
every difficulty experienced by the Prophet during his childhood prepared his heart with compassion for every orphan, every struggling soul, and every person searching for hope. According to the traditions preserved through authentic Islamic sources, the infant Muhammad was entrusted to Halimah Al-Sa'diyah of the tribe of Banu Sa'd, following the custom of noble Meccan families who desired their children to grow in the pure desert environment. From the moment he entered her home, unexpected blessings appeared. Livestock that had produced little milk became healthy and plentiful. Barren lands seemed more generous, and her household experienced ease after
This
hardship.
meal is blessed with
These
your
blessings
presence,
were
my son.
understood by
Thank you,
those
Uncle.
around her as signs
These
of the
markets
special
are the heart
child
of our
under
city.
her care. Growing
So many
among the
people and
vast
camels.
deserts of Arabia, surrounded by clear skies and simple living, the young Muhammad developed strength, eloquence, patience, and humility that would later distinguish him from all others. His childhood was never marked by arrogance or selfishness, but by quiet dignity and remarkable honesty that impressed everyone who encountered him. Yet beneath these peaceful years, greater tests were approaching,
Enter, my
trials that
nephew.
would shape his noble heart
This is your
even
home now.
further. The
Thank you,
story was
Uncle.
only beginning, and each coming chapter would reveal how Allah's plan unfolded with perfect wisdom, preparing a child who appeared ordinary to human eyes, but who would eventually become the final prophet sent as a mercy to all the worlds. As the years passed, the peaceful days of childhood gradually gave way to a series of profound trials
Makkah is
that
near,
would
my
have broken
child.
many hearts.
Your journey comes
Yet
full
Islamic
circle.
history from
My
1,400
son,
years
my
ago
heart,
says
you have
that
returned
every
to me.
hardship experienced
Mother,
by the young prophet
The
Muhammad,
dawn
PBUH,
brings a new
became a
era
source of
for our
strength
tribe.
rather than weakness. After
We must
spending his
guide our
early
people
years in
with
the care
wisdom
of
and
Halimah
unity.
Al-Sa'diyah,
Indeed, let us
he
begin.
returned to his beloved mother, Amina, whose affection surrounded him for only a short time. When he was about 6 years old, she took him on a journey to Yathrib, later known as Medina, to visit relatives from his father's family in the grave of Abdullah. On their return journey to Makkah, tragedy struck at the place called Abwa, where Amina became ill and passed away, leaving the young child without both parents. Few experiences in life are more painful than losing a mother at such a tender age. Yet Allah's wisdom continued to unfold through every moment of sorrow. The orphan child was brought back to Makkah by Amen, who cared for him with sincere devotion until he came under the loving protection of his grandfather, Abdul Muttalib. The respected elder of Quraysh held his grandson in exceptional affection, often keeping him close by his side, near the Kaaba, recognizing qualities in the boy that inspired unusual respect. However, only 2 years later, another heartbreaking loss arrived when Abdul Muttalib passed away, leaving the 8-year-old Muhammad once again facing separation from someone he dearly loved. At this point, many would have expected loneliness to overwhelm him, but Allah had already prepared another guardian. Before his death, Abdul Muttalib entrusted the child to his son Abu Talib, whose care, loyalty, and protection would remain steadfast for decades. Although Abu Talib was not among the wealthiest members of Quraysh, he welcomed his nephew into his household with genuine love and treated him like one of his own children. The young Muhammad grew up learning the value of honest work instead of depending upon privilege or status. Islamic historical reports mention that he helped tend sheep, an occupation shared by many prophets before him. The quiet hours spent watching over flocks in the open valleys of Arabia nurtured patience, responsibility, careful observation, and compassion for every living creature. These simple experiences prepared him for the far greater responsibility of guiding humanity. Yet hidden within these ordinary years was a future no one around him could fully imagine. The orphan shepherd walking across the hills of Makkah would one day stand before nations with the final message from Allah. The suspense of history rested in silence, for the greatest mission ever entrusted to a human being was drawing closer with every passing year, while the young Muhammad continued to grow in honesty, humility, wisdom, and unwavering trust in his Creator. Looking back through the lens of authentic Islamic history from 1,400 years ago, it becomes clear that the childhood of Prophet Muhammad, PBUH, was a living lesson in Allah's perfect wisdom and divine preparation. Every moment of joy and every season of hardship worked together to build a character unlike any the world had ever witnessed. The child who experienced the pain of losing his parents would later become the comfort of countless hearts. The young shepherd who patiently watched over small flocks would eventually guide millions toward faith, justice, and hope. The boy who grew up without material wealth became the richest example of generosity, humility, and contentment. None of these qualities appeared by accident. They were nurtured through experiences carefully arranged by Allah, teaching that true greatness is not created by luxury, power, or worldly status, but by faith, perseverance, and unwavering trust in the Creator. Islamic history reminds us that every believer can draw strength from these remarkable early years. When life presents unexpected loss, remember the orphan who became the final messenger. When responsibilities seem overwhelming, remember the young boy who accepted every challenge with dignity and patience. When honesty appears difficult in a world that rewards deception, remember that long before prophethood, Muhammad, PBUH, earned the title of Al-Amin, the trustworthy, because his character reflected truth in every action. His childhood demonstrates that noble character is formed through consistent righteousness, sincere humility, and complete reliance upon Allah rather than through comfort or recognition. As he continued to mature under the care of Abu Talib, those around him increasingly recognized qualities that set him apart from others. He avoided the immoral customs common within society and maintained a reputation for integrity that even his future opponents could not deny. Although no one could yet see the full picture of Allah's plan, every passing year moved humanity closer to the moment when revelation would descend in the cave of Hira, beginning the final chapter of divine guidance for mankind. The lessons hidden within his childhood continue to inspire generations because they teach that every trial carries purpose, every delay contains wisdom, and every sincere act of patience is known to Allah. The remarkable journey from an orphan child in Makkah to the seal of the prophets proves that Allah can elevate those who place their trust in Him beyond anything people can imagine. His early life remains an enduring source of motivation for anyone seeking strength through faith, resilience through hardship, and hope through sincere devotion to Allah. More than 14 centuries have passed, yet the light of his example continues to illuminate hearts across every nation and generation, reminding humanity that true success begins with righteous character long before great achievements become visible to the world. If you are benefiting from our topics, please subscribe, like, and turn on the bell notification so you can see our new videos early.